Hi everyone, it's Anahata. How are you? I hope you're having a good end of the year. I know lots going on with family and friends and holidays and celebrations, but also lots going on in terms of endings and finalities as we say goodbye to 2019 and we usher in not only a new year, but a new decade. Now, I know some people say, no, the new decade doesn't start till 2021, but I follow numerology. So I go with 9 being the ending and 0 into the new, the God spark into 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's just the way I roll with vibration rather than calendar. So for me, indeed, it is a new decade emerging. And if you know what I do, I pull assisting frequencies and I archive them in the Anahata Codes, the Book of Codes, which is the law of attraction of energy medicine. And since asking what was my potent purpose back in 2014, I've received what I call divine downloads. These are blocks of information that just come into my remembrance in a way that is so life-changing that it then fills me with desire and passion to pass that flame of knowledge, of remembering to others. We are all connected to divine and to limitless and expansive energy, divine intelligence. In fact, it's who you really are. Now, in our simulation on Earth, it gets very confusing because we feel like we're in these little bodies and we are separate and we are our own person. And we're not connected to things. The world is happening to us. And so as we go about categorizing our experiences, we form a database, which is our subconscious mind, which then magnetizes the experiences we have. But if we aren't aware of what is truly happening, to call forth whatever it is we are focused on mentally and emotionally into being, it can appear like the world is happening to you rather than through you. And so I wanted to do this short video to introduce you to a new book that I just wrote. And in fact, wrote in one day. In fact, only in a matter of about 3 hours. This is the type of divine download I am talking about. And I want you to experience. And this is basically my way of giving you what has worked for me in terms of cleansing and clearing out the muddy waters that are preventing the light from shining in so that you can truly step into your potent purpose. 2020 is all about the 2 and the 0. The 2 is community, is extending past yourself, right? And the 0 is the God spark, the source point. And so duplicated, it's creating this portal. And that portal is beckoning you to tap into the essence of what you came here to do. Now, guys, your potent purpose, as I call it, is going to be something that you're good at, something that is needed, and something that will support you. It's going to have that triad. But again, if we are stuck in fight, flight, or frozen, which is stress response, which most of us are, our energy is contracted and we aren't able to hear our inner nudgings, knowings. Our sixth sense is numbed out because we are in power save mode, just trying to get by. Now, this may or may not be you. If you've got it going on and you are reaching your goals and you're extending and you're wishing for more in 2020 and you've got some high, hard goals that are going to crystallize into being and you just want an edge up in terms of how to manifest faster and in a way that brings you joy along the journey, because that is the point and potentially the purpose of it all, right? Not the destination. It is in the now moment as we travel on our path, bringing the most passion and joy we can to every moment in this present now moment, which is all we have. And what comes about through that is what is known as an autotelic lifestyle, one in which you're enjoying even the mundane because you have clear vision, clear connection to who you truly are, a deep understanding of what it is you desire, and a longing and pure joy to bring that to fruition along every part of that path, not just in the big moments, but in the doing of the things that you may not necessarily want to even be doing. So your Mess into Medicine journal, I want to just lead you through it and also let you know that it is now available on Amazon.com for $17. This book is also a journal. So I'm going to walk you through it quickly, but then I'm also going to invite you to pair this journal with a 31-day journey. Now that journey begins January 1st, but if you aren't hearing this message until, later in the month, it begins whenever you're ready. And I'll talk more about that in a second, but it comes with an autographed book. This book, your Mess into Medicine journal. So guys, this journal is more than just a journal. It is here to coach you into viewing things in a way that align with where you want to be versus where you've been. A lot of us like to pull the past into the now, and we fragment our energy. It's not efficient, and we get stuck in painful cycles, and we ruminate on what could have, should have, would have, and we allow our ego mind to keep us safe and small. We, again, get wrapped up in the perception of chaos to where we are in power save mode. We don't even hear our inner voice, let alone follow its calling. What if those very obstacles you are facing are your potent purpose? This is what the premise of this journal is about. All pain is the wishing for something to be other than it is. If we cease to want for anything other than is, we are pain-free. And in fact, we are centered in the eternal now moment, fully thinking fresh in our conscious mind, which allows us to overwrite any subconscious patterning that doesn't serve us. We become alchemists, and it's going to take more than thinking about it. It's got to be doing and then repeating that process. And so this journal, let's take a look inside. I'll show you what it is here. I'm so excited. And yes, this all came about in the matter of hours. Granted, I have been simmering within this information since I received my first divine download in April of 2015. So we're going on, 5 years? Or maybe it was 2014. Yeah, I was getting confused. I got laid off in 2014. Anyway, I was down and out. I had no answers. I, was really at my lowest low, and I just surrendered. I said, I don't have the answers. You tell me. And what arose out of that is my potent purpose. And it has been getting better and better and better as I go. I have more passion now for what I'm doing and the ways in which I'm doing it than ever before. And it is cyclical, right? It's not linear. More and more vision is coming through and more clarity at the same time. And so your Mess into Medicine journal is about helping you to uncover and then actuate your perpetual purpose and joy. And so in terms of the text, there's not a ton. There's about 50 pages. So you can literally read through this entire book in one day and begin journaling the next. And there are 3 segments of journaling. The text really just helps you to understand how I created this journal. And one of the most important lessons in the book is that desire is the seed of all things. Our desires will be experienced either in a way that is harmonious or inharmonious, because when you think a thought and you have a desire for something, it is already so. And so we are either holding ourselves apart from it, which feels painful and shows up as roadblocks, self-sabotage, chaos, things not feeling lucky, etc. And this journal is just to show and share with you that whether your desires come effortlessly, seemingly effortlessly, through the flow and synergies and coordination of divine, through allowance, or if they come painfully, they're coming no matter what, okay? So you might as well create consciously rather than subconsciously, because what is coming through in the form of resistance can be changed, can be transformed. And it says here, trying to, there we go, highlight it. A desire will be heard, for it is asked for. It either becomes through resistance and therefore disruption, gives rise to alternate solutions, or allowance as synchronicities validate that flow. Desires are who we are. We come into this world as creators, sovereign beings, capable, indeed designed to bring forth anything we can imagine. The all is mental, so says the Kybalion, and nothing exists which isn't first created in the mental plane. From the moment we enter this world, we desire. It is how we form an opinion on what we want to create. Each of us are infused with a unique set of gifts, and we are compelled to express them through meaningful contribution, which I call our potent purpose. So it gets skewed when we are younger because our perception of how the world works is sort of delivered to us and we take it as fact. And the book goes into details about that. It frames it all for you in a very succinct way so that you can understand that the world is either happening to you or through you. It's going to happen either way. We are made to create. And so the resistance need not be viewed as flaws or shame or confusion. The resistance can be viewed as what is in my subconscious patterning that isn't aligned with where I'm headed. And we can systematically cleanse it through assigning new meaning. So the next portion of the book is talking about the power of meaning and how without meaning, there is no purpose. And without purpose, there's no passion. And without passion, you don't have any desires. And in general, your life's not going to be very fulfilling if you don't have passion for what's happening. Now, guys, you can have a ho-hum, regular run-of-the-mill job and lead a perfectly satisfying, fulfilling life through launching desires in other aspects of your life. It doesn't have to be your potent purpose, as in something that is going to transform the entire world and you're going to become a millionaire, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about joie de vie, just joy of life, just happiness in your skin to be here and grateful in every moment. And that takes having some sort of passion in what you are creating, what you're participating in, what you're a part of, no matter how large or small. So this journal is going to help you if you are an entrepreneur trying to get to the next level, or you're a mom trying to get by and trying to savor the stress-free moments as your children grow. I'm here to tell you, you've got to create them, and this book will help you as well. It's for those of you who are in dissatisfying cycles within your relationships, be it romantic or, familial, with your children, with your loved ones, however it is that you're communicating in a relationship setting with the world is a reflection of your inner beliefs, believe it or not. And if there's cycles and pain and toxicity and, resistance in any form, and that takes on a lot of angles when we're talking about relationships, blame, shame, rejection, it even has to do with your attachment styles, etc. Whatever's going on, if you can use this journal to reframe the resistance into a way where you view it as progress, because you're able to actually take that information, make the edit, and move towards a better space of living and being, this book is for you as well. So it's not just about attaining financial security or freedom, or finding a job that you adore, that you would do for free, but just so happens to provide beyond your wildest dreams. It goes into every aspect of who you are, because if you're being honest, how you do one thing is really going to be how you do all things. There are various categories of your life, but this book will help you to master life as a whole. And this section also goes through the fact that your truth is your truth and it's true. But do you want it to be true? Okay. The opposite of one truth is not false. It's another truth being validated. So getting out of this victim mentality and into self-empowerment to own your entire energy signature. Think of the freedom that will flow, that will bring to your life. And again, as that occurs, you tap into your divine intelligence, essence, your superconscious, where your genius resides. Next chapter is all about how to refine your desires. And guys, when you change the energy, you change the manifestation of the mass. That is alchemy. I give specific examples on how to do this, which we do later in the book. And then, of course, I talk about how your mess is your medicine, that the very trials and tribulation you're going through potentially are the gifts you can bring to the world through ingenuity, through expression, whether it's art, whether it's teaching, whether it's inventing something, whether it's improving upon something. All of this is always as a result of having come into contact with something you are wanting to shift. And I call that your mess. And I really think that your mess is your medicine. If you can tap into and not deny and disown and suppress your shadow, if you can bring to light and enlighten yourself through self-discovery of what is this pattern telling me in terms of my limitations, you can actually use it to train up, right? If you are running a marathon and you're running and you trip and you're like, oh man, my ankle's twisted or something like that. Most of us are trained in this society to be like, I'm just not good enough. I'm terrible. I'll never be good enough, sort of thing. Whereas what if you twisting your ankle could be pointing out your weaknesses and thereby exposing your strengths, what can become your strength? Okay, so I need to heal my ankle and I need to start training up in a way that supports my ankles. I mean, that's a terrible example, but it just came to mind, where you can flip the resistance of what is looking like is going wrong and turn it into your superpower. So your mess is your medicine. And because you have been or still are in that pain or dysfunction or resistance or fear or limitation or whatever it is you're experiencing that you want the opposite end of the spectrum on, because again, guys, that's all it is. It's a spectrum, it's a variance, and you're at one end and you want to be at the other end. That's it. That's what desire is. You just want to move up the vibrational scale regarding that. And if you can do that while you're in that lower state of quote unquote pain and wishing for something to be different, then it will give way to the path of least resistance towards achieving that higher plane of reality. In doing so, you can pave the way for others. And what results is passion, right? You're excited. And so I also teach you in this journal to start taking a look at what you're curious about. So we're simultaneously reframing your mess into superpowers. We are creating curiosity that births passion. We are freeing up that space that used to be retracting our energy, the limiters, and we're converting it into potential. And we are beginning to invite and play with things in our environment that we may or may not end up doing something with. So curiosity births passion, and enjoyment in life is all about passion. Csikszentmihalyi says enjoyment is characterized by this forward movement, by a sense of novelty, of accomplishment, okay? And I've got news for you guys. Most things that you do for the first time, you are not going to be at your peak. It takes training. It takes leveling up. It takes understanding your skill set and being comfortable where you're at, but reaching for more, always reaching for more. And so when we can begin to gently challenge ourselves in ways that release powerful self-affirming chemicals, neurochemicals, dopamine and others, you will start to become really confident. Your life will shift. You will look at things in different ways. And there's a way to do this. And I teach you that in this journal book. I also highlight the importance of surrender. I cannot tell you how important it is to vividly wish and desire as if it is so, and then let go. Ooh, that rhymed. Maybe I'll write that one down or put it in the book later. But when we can cleanse our outdated programming, which I teach you how to do, open up to curiosities and start distilling them down through being playful and excited about certain things in our life, and then visualize where we want to go, have a vision, even if it's small. And then surrender. That is when divine synchronicities begin to open up, your sixth sense emerges. And I speak in the book about magnetic fish as a parable, as a way to describe the three brains that you have and the ways in which they manifest. And then I explain getting your three brains on the same page, what that looks like, because that's what we're doing in the journaling portions. Of course, I have a beautiful code that goes with the journey. And I show you how to use the journal, of course. It's very easy. I'll show you right now. But there is a code to assist. And it's really special. There's a lot of amazing attributes which you unlock through that Anahata code. And there it is. Then the journaling pages begin. And there are three sections. We have mess to medicine. So this is giving your subconscious important purpose. This is cleansing your superconscious mind. And I have a way for you to do that. And likewise, looking for anything that you may have been self-sabotaging yourself with, right? Sometimes our pain serves us. I know it's odd to think that it does, but it could be a cover-up for something that would be more painful. And so we allow it and we self-perpetuate limitation. So it's important to also cleanse what you know you're resisting, but then taking an honest look at how is this serving me, if at all, and why, and how can I get that need met in another way? So I walk you through that. So the journaling pages for this section are cleansing your subconscious and getting, assigning new meaning to the limitations, flipping the resistance. Then we move into divine synchronicities. This is actually, this is in the middle. So it's sort of set up past, present, future. You fill out all pages at once. The first pages are the past or subconscious programming, what's happened so far to date. The now moment is the divine synchronicities, and that's this section, fostering superconscious connection in the now, by really understanding what your higher self is telling you, building a solid relationship with your higher self, with opening up your third eye, beginning to allow divine synchronization to occur in the flow, etc. So these pages are all about celebrating that and looking for the transformation as it unfolds, documenting those inner nudgings as they overlay and are being revealed through the simultaneous filling out of the other sections of the journal. Again, the past, which is flipping the resistance, cleansing your subconscious mind. And the final section, curiosity and passion. This is playfully imagining limitless potential. This is making lists of things that inspire you, have intrigued you, and then understanding what are the skills that are needed for this in a way where all three, which is why I have this little shape. You can see the sacred geometry here in the background. Let me show you here, this right here. You know, the Trinity. And it really is an overlapping of what's good for you, what's good for the planet, and what's good for Creator. And that's the Ikigai model. And when you can tap into a potent purpose that is as such, you will have the laws of the universe at your side, because it's not only good for you, it's good for the universe, for others, etc. And so it will take a cleansing of the past, a new vision of the future, and alignment in the now moment to open up to all that you came here to be. So I hope that you will go over to Amazon.com. I'll put the link to this journal. Again, it's only $17. And you can begin to reframe and reignite, perhaps for the first time, passions within you that give way to your joy and genius. I would like to offer you as well, if you want more guidance, I am beginning a 31-day journey. It starts whenever you're ready. The first day will be on January 1st, but again, they'll be archived. And they're just 5-minute audios that are going to really instill within you the information that I have covered in this journal. And it's good to do it in tandem with this journal, because, and I talk about it in this what's next area. So there's going to be 5-minute daily framers for 31 days, where all you do is click play on an audio. That's it. And it's 5 minutes, and it frames the information. And the information is the 3 A's, okay, which is, and I call them the 3 A's of actuation. So the 3 A's of attaining your goals. And you do that through alchemy, through action, and through activations. And so that's what we do over the 31 days. We use additional cognitive reframing, such as the perspective that I've shared with you today with words. We use action, such as the journaling pages, but other activities, other journeys, other meditations, visualization, and then activations, okay? This is where I pull out some quantum energy mechanics and unity consciousness theory, and tapping into the Anahata codes to truly embody on a vibrational level the change you want to be in the world. So I hope you are as excited as I am about this. All you need to do is go to www. I'm going to type it right here, forjoyandgenius.com. Go to forjoyandgenius.com if you want to join me for the 31-day actuator that is paired perfectly with this journal. Now, the really cool thing is, when you join the 31-day program, I'm going to send you an autographed copy of this journal. So if you don't want to wait for that autographed copy, you can, buy your journal and be on your merry way. If you'd like to join me for the 31-day actuator, implementing the 3 A's paired with this journal, you will get a copy of my book that is signed as well. So head on over to forjoyandgenius.com. On the top right area, actually, I'll just show you real quick. There will be a button on the top right of the screen. I'm going to circle it now for you. So just go to www.forjoyandgenius.com and click on this 1-month journey. As you see, it includes a signed copy of the journal, Your Mess into Medicine. Now, it's included, no shipping charge if in the US. Unfortunately, I do have to charge extra for international shipping, because as you can see, the cost of the program is very low to begin with. And so if I'm throwing in an autographed book and shipping it to you internationally, we wouldn't be coming out on top here. So anyway, that is that. I do hope that this has been valuable for you, whether you purchase the journal or just for cognitive reframing. And I do hope you join me on the journey. You know, 2020 is new. It's a new decade. It's supportive of birthing your genius, of figuring out why you're here. Everyone has their own unique energy signature that is going to deliver your potent purpose in a way that is meaningful. And through that meaning, you derive joy. And that is what life is all about. Whether it is something on a global platform that will be birthed through this journaling, or just bringing balance and ease and flow into your own life personally, you will ripple out that ease and create waves in the world, and thereby transform it in that way as well. So as God told me to heal the world, go to the source point. That source point is the center portal of your heart that is connected to all things. And when you can align your three brains, your subconscious, conscious, and superconscious, you become that open channel for that divine information to flow through you. The journal facilitates that. And the journey, the actuator rather, is going to help you to embody the information. Because again, it's going to take more than just thinking. It's going to think doing, setting new habits that run on default so that you align automatically with where you want to go, rather than focusing on the resistance or the is, which often does not include where you want to be, because if it did, it would be here. So there we go. Chicken before the egg, before the chicken before the egg. And you can create the egg and the chicken. All right, guys. God bless you on your path to wholeness. Let me know if you have any questions. I will put the link to forjoyandgenius.com in the description of this video. Do like, do share, and spread the word. This is such an effective tool for everyone to open up their inner vision, align with it, and achieve beautiful things for themselves, the planet, and Creator. We got this. Love to you all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.